This is a video showing how I bend and solder the Hall effect sensors for the PhobGCC. First, I cut off the Hall effect sensors from the tape. If you ordered in bulk instead of a cut tape reel, then you will not have to do this. If you did order the tape, don't try to pull them out because you will break the sensors. I've broken a few trying to do that myself. Next, what I like to do is I take smooth jawed pliers, I grab the head of the Hall effect sensor, and I make sure that I'm going to bend towards the flat side, away from the side with the beveled corners. I don't know if you can see that. If you get this wrong, you will break the sensor because you can't really bend it back the other way. That one's 90. I can bend this one a bit more. And then this one. Okay, now that we have our sensors bent, I'm going to start up my soldering iron, and now I will place the Hall effect sensors inside their respective footprints on the PCB. And then I will install the stick box on top of the Hall effect sensors. This ensures that the Hall effect sensors will be positioned so that the stick box won't interfere with them when soldered. Otherwise, you can end up having to bend the sensors after the fact, and that can damage them. So right now I'm just screwing the T3 stick box onto the PCB. And at this point, what happens is the sensors are basically free to move up and down, but what I'm going to do with the iron is I'm going to pin it up like this in the position that I want as I solder it. And I'm only going to solder one leg at a time. And where's my solder? Solder's here. So I'm going to put it to the height I want, which is like a moderate height, and I'm going to apply upward pressure with the soldering iron and feed in solder. At this point, what I'll do is I will take tweezers to adjust this position how I want. There we go. And then now I will solder the other joints on this Hall effect sensor. And now I will do the other one. Let's position the sensor how I want it. apply the heat. Use a decent amount of force so that the heat transfers better. And then apply solder. And then I straighten the pin. And then I solder the others. Finally, I cut these pins flush. Make sure the ones on the motherboard are flatter and lower than the screws on the stick box. Otherwise you'll get clearance issues. And that's it, soldering the pins on the PhobGCC.